Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach, and today I am driving a 2025 Ford F-150 XLT. Up front is a 5.0 liter V8, and down below is a 10-speed automatic transmission. Now, I am super excited to be driving this F-150 XLT for two reasons. First of all, it is the 5-liter Coyote. This engine is one of my favorite engines. I think it's great, and I think this truck as a whole is kind of an old school, new school type deal. The second reason is the fact that I have an F-150 Lightning at the same time while recording this video, so we're going to be comparing and contrasting some, again, new school against the old school. But if you'd like to submit your own vehicle and have it reviewed here on the channel, you can head on over to my website, zachpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. And if you'd like to see all my videos weeks or sometimes months in advance, you can head on over to my Patreon for only $5 a month. Let's get back to that 5-liter Coyote V8 under the hood. Well, for all intents and purposes, it is the Mustang 5-liter V8. Now, they've changed it and modified it and swapped it around a little bit, but it does make 400 horsepower, and it is a naturally aspirated, straightforward V8. All the other engine offerings here in the F-150 either rely on forced induction, which complicates everything, or is, of course, the electric truck. So this is the most bread and butter engine that you can get. Now, like I said, paired to it is a 10-speed automatic transmission. Honestly, I've driven a lot of these with the 10 speeds. I think the 10-speed works pretty well. I don't have any complaints, and I like it quite a bit. Last but not least about the drivetrain of this particular F-150 is the fact that it is 4-wheel drive. However, of course, you can find them in 2-wheel towards the base model. How does it feel to drive the F-150 XLT? It's nice. I think it rides pretty car-like for being a truck. It's still going to be a truck, and it's not going to ride like your dad's Camry, but it rides a lot nicer and smoother. This is a truck that you could daily drive, and you're not going to get jostled a ton. You will get jostled a little bit, but we could all handle a little bit of jostling here and there. Visibility is good. I love the V8. Not only the power that you get of 400 horsepower, but also the sound of it. It has that great soundtrack that we all love. So a big win in that category. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have a completely digital gauge cluster. I do like this. It's laid out pretty well. It's pretty simple and easy to read. A lot of other Ford trucks have a similar setup, so I'm pretty familiar with it, and I like it. On the steering wheel on the left, we do have our adaptive cruise as well as our volume, and off to the right is our skip track menu and phone options for that gauge cluster screen. Off to the left, we do have a climate control vent. We have our automatic start-stop on and off switch, headlight switch, gauge dimmer switch, mirror lights, as well as our power parking brake. Moving on to the door, we have lock and unlock, power mirrors, and power windows. Moving into the center, first of all, we have our parking assist button, but the big thing is the screen. The screen, I think, is actually a really good size. Has wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, uses the Sync 4 system. I like it. You know, you have different cameras, you have different features, zone lighting, all of this stuff. Really, really nice. This is way better than the screen in the F-150 Lightning. The F-150 Lightning has essentially an iPad glued to the center of the truck. I don't like that. This is worlds better, and this feels like the old school, but in a very good way. Off to the left, we do have our Pro Trailer Assist, and off to the right, we have an opening glove box top and bottom, so you get two little storage cubbies over there. And moving back into the center, we get our radio controls, camera button, traction control, tune, skip track, play, pause, things like that. But then we get our physical climate controls. Again, unlike the F-150 Lightning, you get physical climate controls in here. I adore this. Absolutely wonderful. Heated seats are a button, dual zone climate are switches and dials. I love this. I love tactile buttons, and I'm happy to see that Ford offers it at least in some of their products. Maybe not all of them, but at least some. To the left, we have our four-wheel drive settings for 2 high, 4 high, and 4 low, as well as our drive modes. Then we do get a USB-C as well as USB-A down below in a giant cubby. And moving up onto the center console, we do have the shifter off to the left. It will do the fold down, so you can fold out the center console into a table. I definitely like this feature, but I worry about its longevity. We can plus minus on the side of the shifter, and as you'll notice, it has this fake carbon fiber around it. This is not a factory piece. A previous owner put this in, but this is not factory. Off to the right, we do have cup holders, so we will do a big friggin' bottle test, and sadly enough, the F-150 actually no longer passes. It did in the 2010s, but now in the 2020s, it does not. A little sad to see. Then we do get that center console that folds out, and we get the seats. The seats are cloth. You have to spend upper 60s, low 70s in an F-Series truck to get leather. I'm happy enough with this cloth. I think it does the job well enough. They're comfortable enough. The leather looks nicer, sure, and might be an upgrade, sure, but honestly, I think this works pretty well. However, speaking of seats, we do have back seats, so let's go do a back seat review. So something new age that I really like about this truck is the big back seats. If you go back to the 80s and 70s of the F-Series trucks, if they even had back seats, they were not big. This is huge, and I love it. This is great for any size person. I'm 5'11", not a small guy. I could move in back here. If Andre would ever let me, I could set up a base camp back here, and I love that. We have climate vents, 12-volt outlets, USB-Cs, wall outlets, all these things. We have power windows. We have LED lights. I mean, this is really a home base for me. And these seats do fold up for added storage space. Really, really great. I mean, I love the back seats of modern pickup trucks. Yes, they're very big, but I like it. I like spreading out. I like not being crushed in with a bunch of people, and you get that in the back of the F-150 XLT. Nothing too crazy beyond that. However, we do have a power opening window over my right shoulder, which is very nice. Let's hop out. We'll take a quick look at the bed and cargo space, and then we'll talk about the looks. All right, so we're on the back of the F-150 XLT. It does not have a power tailgate, although it does have a soft opening tailgate. Very nice to see that. And once we are back here, the main attraction basically is the rear outlet. Love to see that. However, upper trims or other F-150s have other outlets. The F-150 Lightning electric truck has 4 wall outlets with a 220. So definitely nice to see that, but there are more outlet options. Here we go. This is the bed. That's it. Really nothing too crazy. This is an aftermarket tonneau cover, and the owner did say that this has helped about 1 mile per gallon with fuel. So if you are looking to squeeze MPGs out of your F-150, which is kind of an oxymoron, I guess the tonneau cover is a big help. And the nice thing is that this isn't a power tailgate, so it's super light. Really easy to put up and down, which is definitely nice. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and I do love the look of the F-150 XLT. This has been facelifted for the 2024 model year. So it does look a little bit different than like the Tremor I did a few years ago and things like that. They've tweaked it a little bit. The F-Series truck is always going to be around, so they're gonna keep evolving it, and this is just the latest iteration. I like the black on black. I like the parking lights and whatnot. I think overall, it's a pretty good looking truck. With all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving this F-150 XLT? Well, I've really enjoyed it, A, but B, I love how old school this feels. Now, it doesn't feel like old school like your dad's 71 F-250 with the divorce transfer case and the high, no, it doesn't feel like that. But what I mean by that is a more solid era of smaller screen, big V8, more traditional, I guess I should say. Maybe not old school, but definitely more traditional. I like this about it. This feels very trucky to me. This feels very usable. This feels like something that you could take and use and drive in every occasion. Hey, I love the Raptor R. That's not an every occasion vehicle. I like the F-150 Lightning. And so, I think this checks a lot of boxes. Is this the flashiest car? No. Would I want to roll up to the red carpet premiere of a film in this? Probably not, but it's a well-rounded vehicle. You can daily drive it very easily, and yet you could still have the usability of a pickup truck. This, to me, is a cheeseburger. Patty, lettuce, tomato, cheese, ketchup on a bun. That's it. Don't mess with it. Don't screw with it. Don't give me a deconstructed cheeseburger where it's a skewer with a little bit of beef and a little bit of bread and a little bit of tomato, a little bit. I don't want your new age funky burger. I just want a little bit of meat, a little bit of cheese, a touch of veggies, and a bun. That's it. That's all. And that's what this truck delivers you. This is the diner cheeseburger. It's maintained the same formula for 70 years. And yet there's a reason, because it's good and because you can keep coming back to it, and it's going to be that way. Trucks are evolving. Trucks are getting more efficient. They're getting bigger. They're getting more expensive. But as long as Ford keeps producing something in this lane to this point, I think we'll be in the clear. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Andre for letting me borrow his F-150 XLT for today's video. Andre has been a huge supporter of the channel. I've reviewed so many of his vehicles in the past. This is his latest acquisition, and I'm sure it won't be his last. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.